Hello and welcome to a list review for True White Wizards on the fantastic and they call it a mine channel. So with me today I have Logan. Say hello, Logan.
Hello, Logan.
And Denny. Say hello, Denny.
Hello, Denny.
See, I can always rely on you guys to bring the quality bands. True White Wizard is happening this Labour weekend down in Dunedin. It is a New Zealand Middle Earth League 100-point tournament, so 2 days of fun, and it is in its third year, and it is sprinkled with my fantastic goodness to make this one of the best, most funnest events of the year. I may be a little bit biased. So, for those of you who have not attended a True White Wizard tournament before or looked at my awesome player packs that are awesome, True White Wizard is a magic focused tournament. So, every army must have a spellcaster. Your highest tier spellcaster is your contender for the title of True White Wizard. There are 5 rounds. Each round has a game of Wizard's Duel at the start. So, Wizard's Duel is the mini game that was in the battle games in Middle Earth and in White Dwarf. So a little mini game takes around about 5-10 minutes to play. The winner of the mini game gets to take Saruman's Palantir effect into the game. So once per game, they're going to get to call a automatically choose priority. And your contender gets progressively more important throughout the course of the tournament. So round one is domination. As we move through the tournament, you start getting additional victory points for killing spellcasters, culminating right in the final mission, which is a variation of assassination, where your contender is automatically your assassin and your opponent's contender is automatically your assassin target. So real wizard versus wizard action going on in there in the final round. To compensate for those lovely armies that don't have access to a wizard, we've also got the generic Sage and Wandering Shaman profiles in there. So these are almost identical. The thing that sets them apart really is their spells. Sage is a bit more of a support wizard with Cool Winds and Enchant Blades, whereas the Wandering Shaman is a bit more of an aggressive wizard with Wither and Flame Burst. These are counted as independent characters and they can be included in any army. You will not see any Wandering Shamans throughout the army lists we're going to look at tonight, but you will see some Sages. I've
We should see at
also
least one shaman.
Just in
uh,
some stage sprinkled in.
there's some Sage, a little bit of time, a little bit of Sage. And we've got Staffs of Power, so the generic Shaman profiles, the Stormcallers, and the War Priest. I've given the option to take a Staff of Power for 50 points, just for a bit of fun and really amping up that excitement of Magic Jewels there. And the last thing, because I haven't mucked with the game enough, is the Force of Will mechanic. So the Force of Will is a push and pull mechanic. At the start of the game, each player starts with a Force of Will token, and when you spend it, you pass it to your opponent. So one Force of Will token can be used for a spellcaster to reroll a dice in a cast or resist, or can be used by any hero to reroll a courage test. 2 Force of Will tokens can be used to allow a spellcaster to cast a contest spell, and that doesn't require any will to do that, though you can add additional will to it. Or 2 Force of Will tokens can be used to allow any hero to automatically pass a courage test. And those contest spells over the side there, we've got 2 defensive and 2 disruptive. So Protection of the Valar and Strength and Will for defensive, and Foil Magic, your staff is broken for disruptive. Now, of course, a push and pull mechanic only works if people are playing push and pull. So to stop people from hoarding, we have the 2 forceful, 2 willful rule there, which means if you end up with 2 Force of Will tokens, you can only hold those 2 for 3 turns. On the 4th turn, if you're still holding on to it, your contender takes a wound and you have to give that token back. So really leads to some interesting play, because you can both just get into the flow of it and be passing tokens around, or you can also be forcing those tokens onto your opponent, calling heroic moves, preventing them from the ability of using those tokens and trying to force a wound that way. So a lot of interesting things going on in this tournament. Before we jump to the army lists, Logan, this is your. Did you come down for the first one? Is this your third True White Wizard?
Yes, I've been at every White Wizard.
Yep. And you're obviously enjoying it. You're coming back down for a third time to join us for
This
my
is
crazy.
quite funny because this edition I'm less jazzed on Magic, but we'll see. I'll talk through the list of mine when we get to it.
Yep. And Denny, this will be your first True White Wizard.
This will be my first, but I did play when the Big Me Magazine 11 came out, or whatever it was, that had the Wizard's Jewel in it. I, of course, did play it with an unpainted Saruman and an unpainted Gandalf the Grey.
Not even the cardboard cutout Saruman?
That was the expensive Magazine 3, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe. Extra cardboard.
But no, I'm excited for this. This feels like a lot of shenanigans, and I can't wait to do some shenanigans.
I'm a big fan of shenanigans. Big fan. Righty ho. So we have 12 players for the event, so 12 lists to go through. Where there are multiple spellcasters, I've tried to flag which one is going to be the contender. So I guess we'll just rock on. Wolves of Isengard. I'll read this one out because it's my list, and everyone at the tournament knows it because I send it to everyone in advance. So this is me. This is my TO list. I've been big on my Wolves of Isengard all this edition, and I think they don't work over about 450 points. So of course I'm taking it again with in a Magic-based tournament. So I've got Shaku, 3 Warg Riders with bow, 6 Warg Riders with shield and throwing spear. I've got a captain who's got 3 Warg Riders with a bow, 4 Warg Riders with shield and throwing spear. I've got an Isengard Orc Shaman who is my contender. I've given him a Staff of Power with 5 Isengard Wargs. And I've got another Shaman rocking around there with 5 Isengard Wargs there. 30 models, 7 might, 8 will with a free per turn, 6 throws, 6 bows, 10 throws. And this is me having fun with puppies.
So tell me, can you double cast on a Warg?
I haven't found anything in the rules that say you can't double cast Enraged Beast on a Warg. I've never been in a situation where I've needed to. I've found there's generally more utility in buffing 2 of them up. But you know what? If there's something big and nasty flying around with a massive fight value I need to beat, nothing that I've found says that I can't.
Okay. No, it's fun. I think Giant Exploding Dog sounds like a hell of a fun time.
Do you have a way to cast Fury? Because I'll be taking your Orc models. I'm just wondering if there's ever a play where you can just dismount everything and have 60 models.
The Isengard Orc Shaman does come with Fury, but it is Orc Fury. It is not Warg Fury. So, unfortunately...
I think the beautiful thing about Enraged Beast is it makes them fearless.
Ooh.
So I can get a guaranteed 32 models.
That's the play.
Well,
for the turn until they take a wound at the end of the turn.
I've seen you rolling. I won't take a wound.
how good. Oh, no, they just take a wound now. It's no rolling involved. Just does a wound.
It does now. It is death to puppies.
Death to puppies.
But this is
no,
me.
It's very fun. Very cool.
I think the list is a lot of fun. And I'm just here. It's my TO list. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to give people a fun time. And that's my jam this time round.
I think it's great. I think probably captain over a 3rd shaman is the right call, although the less silly call.
Hey, I'm already having to paint another shaman to do this. I'm painting for my own tournament.
I could bring you one down if you wanted.
I need an excuse to paint my things.
Anyway.
Rocking Horn.
Cool.
Rivendell. Logan.
Oh, yeah, go on. Love an Elrond, Master of Rivendell, on a horse. Lindia, also love him. 6 Rivendell warriors, assuming with nothing else. And then 1 Rivendell warrior with a banner. Eladan, Elrohir, and Arwen and Domiel with Asphaleth. It is a very hero heavy, but there are some troops there, which is nice to see, with 12 models, 10 might, 15 will, no bows, no throws. Begin.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
It
Which
is.
ones?
I've been
which
playing a
ones-
wee bit with Elrond and Lindir
Yeah.
this edition, and they are just so much fun. So much fun together.
I think that this is that this tournament is 600 points. So obviously, by the time you get your compulsory spellcaster in there, there's not a huge amount of flex going in. So I think that a low model count, you've got Wrath of Bruinans up your sleeve. If you play this right, if you use your might right, and you can control most situations. And in the turns where you're not, you've probably pulled a might out of someone as they've tried to countercall a heroic move on you as well.
Just roll sixes.
I also
That's
just
the
love the
tactic for
idea
this
of
list.
rolling. Yeah, roll sixes. But I also just love the idea of winning the wizard duel, having a Palantir and 6 foresight points, and this list, and just be like, priority's mine. Get used to it. Oh, fun!
It is.
I love the
It's pretty cool. I think
wrath,
that
and then extra
this
wrath.
plays into a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it does pretty well. Very cool.
Any other thoughts before we move on?
Would have loved to have seen some bows or shields on the warriors, or maybe even spears, to be honest.
I
But
think it's 600 on the dot. I think.
yeah, so it's a like, what do you give up? Maybe a warrior for all of them to be kitted out, but then lose some points. I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
I feel maybe enough warriors. Your front line's not going to be too big.
No, but having that banner in there is
Hmm.
that's
important.
big there. Obviously, go hero heavy without that banner. You'll feel it every time you don't roll that 6.
Because
Mhm.
Linda and that banner just following Elrond around the battlefield all the day.
Yep.
Yes, very good.
Next list is also Rivendell.
Oh,
So this one here, we're looking same model count, but very different breakdown. So we've got Elrond's Master of Rivendell on horse. We've got 1 knight with a banner and 4 knights with a shield. And then our other warband, we've got Glorfindel on Asphaleth and 4 knights with a shield, and 1 Rivendell warrior with an elf bow. That is a load-bearing Rivendell warrior. He's going to stand on some objective and probably get those last points that win the game. I guess
bows.
contrasting this here with the previous list, you've same number of models, obviously dropping down might, but you've got 10 bows, and my gosh, are you fast?
Hmm.
Fast, shooty, and you hit like a brick portaloo.
Yeah. Obviously, Asphaleth has got that extra move, and with Glorfindel on there, backed up with knights, that's a scary bunch of guys to be bearing down on you.
Can't even hide in
Glorfindel's
woods
just-
from Glorfindel.
Yeah, Glorfindel's just so strong this edition, eh? Like
Mm.
he is what he should be.
Yep.
Yes. But no, very cool. I think, yeah, it'll be one of those lists you have to chase and chase and chase, and then by the time you catch it, it'll just hit you.
Because
Yeah.
10 bows is still a huge amount of shots each turn.
It's good.
It
Good
is.
shooting.
Yep, elf bows as well. So hitting on 3 up, so 4 if they move, which is not too shabby, and strength 3.
I also like to think of Elrond with his wrath as just a little like bomb of bows, because it's all just strength too.
Yep. Also, my cat apparently has decided to join us. So
Very good. Loves the horses.
mirror match of this going into the other Rivendell. Like the other
it's a tough
Rivendell's
one,
got
'cause the
the
other one-
might. This controls the
Yeah.
early game, right?
Who rolls
The other
6?
Rivendell's got the fight 6 though.
Yeah, it's this controls the early game. They are going to choose when the engagement happens. but once that engagement happens, the other one's got all the resources in their pocket.
Might not be the last Rivendell we see, potentially.
We shall see. It brings us to Shadows of Angmar.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Denny's nodding, so we'll let you read this one out.
All right, we've got Gully with the FAQ 12-inch fly. He's leading 3 werewolves, an Angmar Orc Warrior with 4 Orc Warriors with bow. Then we've got the Shadow, who's taking a whole bunch of Orcs, 6 with shield, 4 with spear, 2 with two-hand, a banner, and he's got a Spectre in there as well. And then Nasdaq, the Kleptomaniac, Orc Captain, 4 Orc Warriors with shield, 3 with spear, and 2 with 2 hands, whopping 33 models, 7 might, 9 will, 4 bows, and 1 Captain of Shenanigans. I'm really excited to see what he can get in this event, because if you wanted to play it that way, I feel like you got the support of both the Gully and the Shadow, that you can just pick whatever item of War Gear you want your captain to have and just target that, and that's your game. Stuff the VPs, stuff the actual competition. I want to have the most ridiculous bit of War Gear on my Orc Captain at the end of it.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you look at this list and it's not, how do I make Nasdaq the focus piece?
I'm
Gully's
also
scary.
excited to see Nasdaq steal some stuff. But when I read this list, I was like, hey, Gullivar, Shadow of Ruda, and then Nasdaq's come up. I'm like, yeah, okay, now we're talking.
I mean, he's a good pick. He's double fate, I'm pretty sure. A lot of double fate heroes are tripping up because you can't just go like 2 wounds, haha, cheeky 50-50, you're dead. It's like
I think he's
you got to put
2
effort
might
into
with heroic defense as well, so really hard to get rid of.
But no, he's very cool. Does need the support though, so he will be hanging around the others.
Yeah, but 33 models is good numbers.
It's a lot of models.
Pretty high, yeah.
And you got some hitters in there, as you say. Gullivar's got his 12-inch move back, 12-inch fly. We got 3
I also
werewolves in
love
there
to
as
see
well.
two-handers. Two-handing orcs are actually becoming a steady staple in all of my orc lists.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. I think it's got good numbers, and as you say, Denny, it's got shenanigans.
It's got shenanigans. Imagine giving it a Palantir.
Yeah. Plus, of course, Gullivar gets Stalk Unseen in this list, doesn't he? All spirits?
Damien, the person that wins the Wizard Duel, do they actually get the Palantir as an item on their...
that Nasdaq can steal.
Is it an item?
It's a good question.
Saruman's profile,
I think it's a...
Or is it a... If it is an item, then yes, Nasdaq can steal it. If it is just a special rule on Saruman's profile, then no, they can't. I'm going to have to look that up.
I know that Saruman has the special Palantir. So the Palantir that you win at the beginning, it is Saruman's Palantir, right?
It is, yes. Yep.
Yeah, the good one.
Yep, the good one. As opposed to Denethor's one, which is the same but sends you a little bit mad.
No, like Saruman's you can use off the table. All other Palantirs need to be used on the table.
Oh, really?
Very, very importantly, Saruman has the good Palantir.
You win the Wizard Duel and then you win the Maelstrom game next.
Yeah. Hey, that's a pro tip coming straight from Logan.
I've been to White Wizard before. What can I say?
Anyway, this is cool. Got some honesty bows in there, and I think this person's going to have fun, and whoever's playing against them, like Gullivar, is going to be horrible, but the rest of it's fun. Trying to play keep away from Nasdaq.
I'd like to see if they can actually pull off Shadow's special rules effectively, because you've got to be sitting in danger close for that.
That is true. Breaking. I'm going to pass this one to you, Logan.
Yeah, I might take this one. Breaking the Fellowship, Aragorn, Elven Cloak Bow, Legolas, Elven Cloak, Frodo, Elven Cloak, Gimli, Son of Gloin, Elven Cloak, Wandering Shaman, Elf, Armor, Haldir, Captain of Galadriel, Captain, Elven Cloak, Elf Bow, Lothlorien Warrior with Banner, Lothlorien Warrior with Nothing, and a Lothlorien Warrior with Wood Elf Spear. 9 models, 15 might, Asterix, 14 will, 3 bows, and a throw. And there is your first and possibly last shaman.
I believe it is.
This is my list,
This is cool.
and it's quite funny because I get 2 spells in here, but only 1 caster.
Yes, you do.
Frodo cannot be a contender, which is a bit
correct.
of a bummer.
Frodo,
But he does get to
counts
shoot
as
off
casting,
blinding
but
light.
he is not a caster.
Yeah,
Yep.
it is what it is. So we brought a little wandering elf shaman, and I think the reason I took shaman over sage, because I did play both, and I ended up with shaman, was because white hand scares me with Grima. And I
Yeah,
think that
okay.
was literally what it came down to.
Yeah. So you wanted something to be able to take some shots at him.
Which is quite
and
funny because in
remove
our
him from
one
the
test
equation.
game against Grima, just failed 3 casts.
Ah.
And he just followed me around anyway. So who's to say if it was the right choice? But no, breaking's pretty fun. The Legolas is great. Aragon's fun. Everybody in Elven Cloaks is pretty cool. And yeah, it's going to be fun. Little model count. I'd like to see anyone beat me on minimum number of models.
Yeah, it's certainly the smallest one that we've seen so far. All the Elven Cloak stuff is cool. Obviously, your Wandering Shaman is your weak
a
link.
bit exposed.
Yep.
But we love a blinding light to save him from other pesky bows.
Yeah.
I just love the Leggy Gimli play in this edition. It just feels so much fun. Even the verse, like, it's just funny to watch them.
It is just fun.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to see what those guys do.
I feel like Legolas just like soars away on kills in this new edition.
Gimli's constantly +1ing the whole way. Yeah, feels
Gimli
good.
just is angry little dwarf who just rips snorts. So good fun. And then like in the worst case that Legolas doesn't show up and Gimli gets ahead, oh hey, we've got a good Legolas.
I'm excited to see how many times that one Lothlorien warrior with a wood elf spear is the one rolling a 6 with your hero's dual roll.
Oh, it's going to be every time. Every time.
But yeah, very cool.
That's fun.
I like
It'll
it.
Be cool.
I like it.
Glad.
Speaking of Army of the White Hand, here's Army of the White Hand. Yeah. However, Grima is conspicuous by his absence here. So we got Saruman on a horse, 3 Dunlanding horsemen, 1 Crebain, 4 Dunlanding with shield, 2 Uruk scouts with bows, 1 Dunlanding with banner, 3 orcs with spear. We've then got Gorif Ironskin, who has 3 Dunlanding warriors with shield, 2 scouts, Uruk-hai scouts with bow, 3 orcs with a spear, and the little shooting assault squad there of Rasku with 6 Uruk-hai scouts with bows. So 31 models, 7 might, 9 will, and a staff of power there, 11 bows, no throws.
My words have caught in my throat because there's no Grima, there's Dunland warriors and Dunland horsemen, and
I think this is an epic way to run it for this event specifically because Grima's a bit naff with all the magic you're expecting to be played. But it's still a really good list in the White Hand, so you can kind of just like focus on. I have Saruman, and as long as I got like 3 horsemen and a Crebain, cool. If you want to cast spells on one of those guys, pick which 4. Like they're just going to be hectic for the entire game. You're going to have to pick which one you want to go after. And then there's a good amount of chomping through troops that both Rasku and Gorif can do. Like I think it's a really cool way to run it at this event.
I mean, I love Rasku. He's great, and I would love to see him played in White Hand until he's not allowed to anymore because he's amazing. Gorif is interesting though because he only gets the defense against heroes, and you can turn it off with a transfix. But he's still pretty good at chomping. You're not wrong.
Yep. And you've got your Uruk-hai bows there, which are what are they? 18-inch strength 3 Uruk-hai bows,
and man shooting, so 4+.
Yeah.
I just feel it's 600 with what's it called? Lightning. You're essentially like
Lightning. Yeah.
really just nerfing everyone's list down from 33 troops or whatever down to, or in Logan's case, you're killing 3 elves. Um,
Probably, yeah. The banner's gone if the lightning
yeah.
shows up anyway. So, and yeah, rip.
Yeah.
Is there a banner in this? Yes, there is. Dunland Warrior
There
with
is, yeah,
banner. I love
Dunland
it.
Warrior with
Dunland
banners.
with the banner. Far out. This is so fun to look at.
This is cool.
It
Yeah.
has a similarity to last year's Army of the White Hand list.
It
I like
does.
it a lot.
It's a whole new edition now, though. So
I
there's
know
lightning and
it's just,
stuff.
it just got better. It's so
Yeah.
cool. Somebody
I
obviously was inspired.
I like the mix. I really like the inclusion of the Dunlending Horsemen. I think that's real cool. If you're going for your speed option, obviously you've got Crebain, you've got Warg Riders, or you've got your Dunlending Horsemen for your option. And I think it's real cool to have the Dunlendings in there. I think it's just a
Yeah.
nice little twist on it. They come with Hatred Rohan, so if there's any Rohan around, you get that little bonus as well, which as a shock Cav is just nice to have in your back
Mm.
pocket.
Yeah, okay. And it's very cool looking. I'm very excited to see it.
Yeah, and just enough spears to that you can move them around those lines to back people up where you need them to.
For sure. I've actually I've been dropping the number of spears lately. I feel they're less important most of the time.
You know, I think
Yeah.
this person seems to have come to a very similar conclusion because there's just enough to move around and get them where you want.
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Yeah.
This isn't a shield wall list anyway, so yeah,
Mm.
it's very cool, very nice. Uruk-hai bow, it's just fun. I'm excited. I'm really excited to see this one.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. Iron Hills. Denny,
There you
I'll
go.
let you take it.
The classic spellcaster list of Iron Hills here. We've got Jade Ironfoot, Lord of the Iron Hills. So I don't think that's him on a pig.
It is not. He's on foot.
That's him on foot. That's
Just
cool.
walking around.
He's bringing 9 Iron Hills warriors with shield and spear, 2 with the crossbow, and 1, we'll call him Sage, 1 dwarf shaman called Sage. Just want to get the armor. And then the second warband is Iron Hills Captain with 12 models, one of which has a banner and shield. So a total model count of 26, 6 might, 7 will, and 2 bows. That is going to be a tough nut to crack. A very tough nut to crack.
It's Master Battle on both the heroes, right?
Yeah, I think 5 and yeah.
5 and 5 now, I think, yeah. But still, not nothing.
No.
Not much maneuverability. Like he's going to march with the captain, but like this
Dane has
person
march.
pretty much gets, yeah, he's got a match. That's kind of the only maneuverability. This person can just kind of pick where on the battlefield they want to spend the next hour and a half, 2 hours, and then
Yeah.
have
We'll
fun.
get there and
Yeah.
then we'll stay there.
Yeah.
Yep, very true. It is very much I'm here to stay.
Yeah.
That's tough to get through. My gosh, is it tough? Only 2 bows though. Maybe a couple more bows. Like if you're gonna stake your claim and hang out somewhere, you kind of want that ability to throw a little bit of damage out. Like you're not going anywhere, but can
It's more
other
the
people
honesty
then play
bow, isn't it?
around you? But like 26 models, that's not too bad. If you want to split that force and go and camp on 2 areas of the battleground, you can
Yeah.
do it. You can probably even split off to a third.
Yeah.
I think you'd be stretching a little bit too much to get to a 4th, but
To be honest, I can see a lower crossbow count because the D6 is a liability in this list, while it's a premium in other lists. Yeah, you kind of sit there with D6 going, oh, I'm a little bit nervous.
that is true, actually. Yep.
But no, yeah, does what it says on the tin, doesn't it?
It does. It does. And cool winds and enchant blades on that sage, just for those turns that you really just want Dane to do a bunch of damage.
I do love call wins.
Yeah.
Whoosh.
Bjornings.
What?
It's been, I don't think I've seen beers this edition, so this is my first beer list, and of course we're mixing it up with Magic in there. So we got Bjorn, who's coming with 4 Bjornings, 1 with a bow, 3 with their hand and half weapons. We've got Grimbjorn, who's coming with 3 Bjornings, so 1 with a bow and 2 with hand and half weapons. And then we have a Sage with heavy armor to round it out. Now, big thing here is Bjornings are the army list gets resistant to magic. And the army list says friendly models, which means that Sage gets wrapped up in that. So that Sage gets resistant to magic there, which is a nice little bonus to pull there.
Yeah,
You've reminded me actually of the Broken, because that did the exact same thing with Fortify Spirit for the entire list.
Yep.
I think this just is a TO to allow VPs to the person that has to face the bears. You should give out 1 VP if they say things are looking grim. Another one if they say, "Are you for real?" And 2 VPs if they say this is pure pandemonium. And that's what the
potentially VPs for everyone who says bear with me.
Yeah.
So are we giving out points if you can get the beer player to make the pun?
Ooh.
So are we trying to trick the beer player into saying it?
I think so.
There is a Yogi Bear pun in there somewhere, but it's way too late for me to be that clever.
2 beers is scary.
I was just thinking about, like, it's quite breakable, but then doesn't matter, I guess, because they're fearless beers. So, like, what's your plan B?
Plan beer. Yeah.
Plan beer.
Yep.
You say it's breakable, but I don't know. Whenever I burst Bjornings, I can't cut through the old.
Yeah, I suppose they kind of they spearhead with the beers, don't they? And the Bjornings sit behind.
I'll tell you what, last edition I played many a game against Bjornings where there were just a bunch of Bjornings with a wound each just scattered across the board.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like collectively I've done enough to break you, but a canny player is swapping them in and out.
Moving around.
The amount of games I played with, like, the Bjornings just kind of sit back and are just cheering on the bears from like 24 inches away, like, "You got this, go! We're just an absolute liability. We're gonna hang out."
I think having 2 of them is sensible. Obviously, so. You probably could have built a list without the 2 of them in it, but having the 2 of them is sensible because it is a Magic focused tournament. There's going to be a bunch of transfix and a bunch of everything going on, which if you're trying to shut down one of them to try and deal with that, you've got the other one just rampaging. So it forces your opponent to deal with those 2 threats. And at which point, does that model count of 10 actually become a liability? Maybe not so much if everyone's already dead because they've been mauled by a bear.
Also, you can see the goal of fun here is to enchanted claws a bear and then just rip into things. Simple man likes simple things.
That is true.
Bear rip.
Well, unbelievably, there's another one.
Here's your plan B, Logan.
Second verse, almost the same as the first.
Plan B. Bears with me.
So we got Bjorn with 4 Bjornings and the Sage in the heavy armor with Bjorn's warband, and Grimbjorn with 3 Bjornings with bows. So the only thing that's different here is an extra bow, and all the bows are in one warband. The Sage is in the other warband. There's not a lot you can do, to be fair, once you get the 2 bears in there. So once again, 10 models, extra bow. I think everything we've just said applies again. I don't think moving the Sage into the other warband and getting an extra bow changes it a huge amount. Feel free to disagree.
No, I think this reinforces that it's a fun idea.
It's a fun idea and everyone should do it. Mandatory beer next year.
And this is where you go, third list of beers now, Cliff.
Beer tournament. Just a beer tournament. You can only bring beers.
No. It's hosted the Witch King, which is, Denny, take it away.
So this is my wonderful spooky October list. Host of the Witch King. So we've got the leader, the Witch King, Bangmar. I think that one's got, I got it there. 3 might, 3 will, sorry, 3 might, 18 will, 3 fate on a horse. It's leading 2 werewolves and a spectre, and a warg rider with shield and throwing spears, as well as 8 orc warriors. Then I got the shadow with a spectre and a werewolf, and 8 more orc warriors. Thank you, Damien. And then a shade, who is leading 10 orc warriors. So a whopping 35 models, only 5 might, 27 will, 0 bows, and 1 throw.
How fun. How have you found
I-
the shade?
I appreciate the high model count.
Yeah, 35 is good.
Is
It's good. number.
35 yeah, I guess it is a high model count at this.
Yeah.
I just find, orc warriors are just so easy to cut through in this edition. It'll be my first time playing with the shade, so we'll see how that
Oh,
goes. I know that the rules have changed and that he is some kind of blinding light / courage bubble or something.
yeah.
So that'll be fun. I did see a cool special rule which allows me to chip a wound off him with the Witch King if I kind of fluff or don't get high enough with my casting
Yeah.
rolls. So that's
He's like a
kind of
+1 to casting if you start killing him, which is it's actually pretty sweet, I imagine, if you just roll a bunch of 5s and you're like, just make it a 6. And
Yeah.
for no cost to the Witch King.
And I think I can use the shades like line of sight and stuff for the Witch King and things like that, which it seems more of what the shade should have always been, rather than just some random kind of -1 for dual rolls. So that's kind of cool. I'm really excited to use both the werewolves, but the shadow as well. Because I'm kind of trying to figure out on paper, is it like, obviously it's got the spells, but it's actually kind of a combat beast with the old fight 5, 2 attacks, put a spear in there, it's 3 attacks, and the Blades of the Dead special rule. So I think it can kind of chip in some damage. And if he keeps
Shadow's this weird place,
yeah,
but
I think it's kind of going to pick a mini hero or something and just say, I'm going to drain your courage, therefore making your defense lower for the entire game. And then when I eventually win you on 3s.
yeah, okay.
I don't know.
I do still love the because he's got 5 will, right?
Yeah, 5 will. And if he rolls
And-
a nat 6, your opponent can't resist it.
And Wither is so my goal kind of every time I want to see the Shadow played is just to see him wither someone to death because he's got 5 will. Not
Damn.
many like typical heroes being strength 4 are like gonna survive 5 withers. So I just want to see him just go like brrr.
If I can somehow wither down the bears through the resistant and the 3 will and the 3 might.
Yeah, just
To
a
a
Bjorning.
mere
Just a strength 4
3
Bjorning. Just kill one.
Yeah.
Brrr.
What a way to go. What a way to go.
Well spent, 80 points. But no, it's very cool. All spirits, all magic. Oh, not shade on magic, but all spirits, all fun. All love it.
I think the Witching had like a special rule against men, but I've seen barely any men in this editions
Barely?
with the list. So
Barely any men.
Hey, yeah, there hasn't been a huge amount. I like the one Angmar Warg Rider with shield and throwing spear because you know what? If you're going to have a little fast thing, just have it throw stuff. You know, I just hang out with my werewolf buddies and you know maybe get a lucky throw in.
I'm like you too.
I don't know if it's whenever I'm versing someone who's got a Warg Rider with a throwing spear, I just feel like it always chips off that annoying like horse off my big hero or kills something on a back object. Like it always feels that when I'm versing it, it does something. Not when I'm playing it, it never does anything, but I always feel like it's got So that's the threat, the psychological threat of a 5-up throwing weapon at any moment. What will it do?
It sounds like you're bringing Warg Riders because of PTSD.
Yeah, that's kind of what this list is. Yeah.
It's part of his therapy.
The enemy, you know.
Very cool, and highest will count that we've seen so far as well with 27.
It's got to be VPs, right?
Highest. Oh, am I giving out VPs for highest will count? Okay, I'll consider it.
I don't think it's going to happen, but I really want to create some game where like my specters can kind of pull something behind enemy lines, and then I've just got this like fighting WWF kind of ring behind the lines where my troops are just ganking whatever's come through.
I see it happening.
Yeah, Shay just grabs the chair.
Pull some Crabane.
Yeah, pull some Grubba.
Yeah, awesome Grabane.
No, I'm looking forward to it.
Very cool. Very cool.
This is cool. Lots of tricks in there. Road to Rivendell. This is how you write this list and comply with all of the army rules. Gildor is the warband leader. Aragorn is a follower, but he is the general. We've then got Arwen with Asphaleth and Hatherfang. Frodo, one Lothlorien warrior with a banner, 3 with bows, 3 with throwing weapons, and 1 Tom Bombadil. 12 models, 8 might, 27 will, 4 bows and 3 throws in there.
Tom Bombadillo.
Indeed.
Sings
So
his
that
songs.
27 will there is not 27 effective will, because obviously Bombadil is a chunk of that, and Bombadil uses will in weird and wacky ways.
Yeah.
But it's a control situation, right? Like if we talk about those low model counts armies we had at the start, Rivendell with 12 models. This one here, their control factor there is 100% Tom. So they are.
We could run down Tom a wee bit, because I don't imagine it's a profile many people are familiar with. So
That is
yeah,
true.
he's changed a wee bit. He's lost his little bubble of you can't come in here. So no longer does he have a control zone. But you cannot still charge him without the player's permission, I believe. He's got his 12 will rather than his 15, and he can only sing songs with it, but he is not limited to one song a turn. There are just certain songs you can't spam. And such songs as Wound a Spirit Model, movement and move through difficult terrain, and I believe he can stop you from being targeted from magic. He's got a few things that he can stack in one turn, which is quite nice. Oh, and he can heal. He can heal someone.
And
One
recover
model.
their stats as well?
No, so I believe it's
Just
just
healing.
they just like an auto renew, and I think he can do it to any model, like each model once. So it can be like the thing can be used over and over, but not twice on the same model. So I think that's the basic rundown. He has lost his fearless bubble though, so he no longer gives that either. But yes, new Bombadil sings his songs.
Sings his songs.
He can't be targeted by spells or anything.
No, you can shoot through him though, with an in the way, but I think if it hits him, it just disappears. Whereas if you miss him, it keeps on going.
Yeah, that's my understanding as well.
The fun thing about this list, and the thing everybody will know, is that Frodo gets to jump on Arwen's horse with him. And that is a fun middle to play with 7 rerollable wraths.
Yep.
You
It
and I
is-
differ on the definition of fun.
Depends on the side of the table you're sitting, I think.
Yep. And I guess the play here just to ignore Bombadil?
So he is much more trappable these days. So because he doesn't have his little control zone bubble, you can just kind of surround him with 3 or 4 guys and he can't go anywhere.
Can he walk through other people's control zones though?
He has to charge like a normal person, but he'll always win the fight like he does, and then they'll back away.
And is that will of evil? So it loses a.
Well, it's not will of evil; it's his own
Right.
rule. But yeah, it is. Yeah,
Okay.
so he loses the will for charging, but he is much more trappable. So, I don't think you'll see Tom being as silly as he was running out into the open, because he can't quite navigate his way through enemy lines anymore. But yes, I think you ignore him because there's not really much you can do. You
No,
can screen
because
him off, I guess.
yeah, you can't directly affect him if he's going to be there and be a support piece and buff people. There's not much you can do about it. It's not like you can resist it or anything like that. Like, you just have to accept the fact that Tom has his suite of spells and he can do them every turn. So,
Yep.
and of course, not being able to be charged means he will get to do them every turn as well, even if
Yeah, because they are upon activation.
Yep. So he's always going to be able to activate unless he decides to let someone charge him. You may have your reasons, but
Feeling
it
ballsy.
it means that you've always got to factor in that Bombadil could do a thing, including join that key fight to nullify it. So there's ignoring
Very
him,
true.
and then there's ignoring him knowing that he can actually just be that utility piece or that disruptor.
Yeah, I do feel for you, Denny.
Yeah, my spirits are low.
Well, you've actually got quite a lot of them.
Yeah, I
Tom will
do.
have his work.
A lot of
Tom will have his work cut out for him.
That's right. If you have target saturation, there's only so much that Tom can do, right?
Similar with the
that
gully
was
list, I think.
that was me with a whiteboard trying to figure out how do I counter Tom and run all these lists. So I just assumed that Tom was going to be everywhere. Just calculating the numbers, how many werewolves do I and carry this through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not avoid spirits was not the plan.
And this one, I think this is the last list that we've got here. Depths
Oh
of
me, oh
Moria.
my!
So we've got a Balrog. Let's just start off with a Balrog. 5 prowlers. We got 3 warriors with shield, 8 with spear. Then we got a captain with a bow, 2 bow goblins, 2 shield goblins, 4 spear goblins, and then we've got the Moria goblin shaman, who's the contender here, who has 4 goblins with shield and 2 with bow. Another mighty 33 models, 3 might, 14 will, 5 bows, 5 throws.
Love the prowlers.
Yep. And I guess the situation here very similar to it's the bear paradigm, right?
Yeah.
Here's a big
It's
threat that's got 10 will. Balrog's got 10 will and resistant to magic, is that correct?
Yep.
So that's your threat, and instead of just having a bunch, a second bear and a bunch of buff Bjornings, it's just saturation with models here. 33
It's true.
models, of which one of it is a Balrog.
Yeah, it's the I'm going to play my game anyway, and that's the Balrog game.
It is. It is. Moria Goblin Shamans. What did they get for their 3rd spell this edition?
Oh, so I think I can't remember if it's the Black Shield or this one, but I think they're better at instilling fear than the Witch King or Sauron.
Makes sense.
They're like
they
a
hang
3+.
out with the Balrog.
I can't remember. It's like I know I'd need to double check actually, but I know one of the 2 gets like a 3+ instill fear, which just is hilarious.
Stop trying to make magic a thing, Damien. This list is showing that that's not what this is all about this weekend.
I
Fetch
believe
is
the
not
Depths
gonna
of
happen.
Moria has been struggling in the meta, and we should definitely help
Yeah.
it.
Okay, so no, sorry. Instill Fear is a 4+, so the same as Sauron, but better than the Witch King. But he's also got Fury Goblin and Transfix.
And Transfix. Yeah.
So yeah, he's the Instill Fear is an interesting one. It's one I've yet to figure out a good time other than like you're running away
Yeah.
to use.
Can an enemy model resist that? Because you cast on yourself, right?
You cast it on yourself, yes.
And everybody
everyone
gains the
projects it.
rule.
You
Is
project an
fearful.
aura of fearful.
So it can actually be resisted by an enemy hero if it's within the 6? If you cast it on yourself?
No, because it's target self.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah, okay. So that's
It's
interesting.
weird though because it does affect every other model,
Yeah.
not yours. So it gives them a new rule, which is interesting.
Oh, I guess
Yeah.
like the fog and stuff, like you cast on yourself, but your opponent can't try and resist it. So
And that's Neg 1 Intel and
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's weird. It's like a fearful aura, or like a buff of it. It's weird. Debuff aura of fearful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool how it stacks with Terra.
It is. It's one of those. It's one of those where you're not going to use it all the time, but there's some nice
Niche
little situations where I've got priority, and actually, if I throw this into the mix, it can be enough of a disruptor. Especially if you're coupling that with the Balrog, and you've got that Terra and Fearful. especially
Well,
against low courage armies. If there's
yeah,
no fury up, it's you know what? You've got to roll good twice now.
Yeah.
and this one will always give you Neg 1 with the drum. So you're going to be testing twice with Neg 1,
Yep, that is
which is
true.
that is tough. But no,
I've,
Balrog does this thing. Goblins don't flee. You're having a good time.
I've yet to play a game against Depths or Balrog where it hasn't just been, does the barrel player not roll a 6 3 times?
Yeah,
And if they, then that's game like, but if they do just keep rolling sixes,
yeah, it is.
Not much I can do. He's a fight 10, isn't he?
Mhm.
the
There are
huge,
ways.
huge threat range now, like 18 inches or something.
Yeah, because he moves
Yeah.
8, whips 8, and can combat 8.
Yeah. Something like, yeah.
It's like 24th maximum threat.
Yep.
But you need the stars to align for that. Still, it's fun. I always love seeing a Balrog just whip in a dude and charge around afterwards.
I think it's cool. I like the fact that they've just gone, yeah, cool. I've got a contender there, but it's a Moria list. It's just doing what it does, and I'm relying on my Balrog to back up my Shaman.
Token Shaman.
And I
No,
think
very cool.
that's everything.
Wow. No dragons. I was a little bit surprised not to see a magic dragon.
No magic dragons. I did have a couple of people talk to me about it. So people were thinking about it.
I thought it'd be like Ratty Eagles kind of thing.
True, that's not a bad list, actually.
That would be a cool. Yeah, I was expecting that. Um,
One white hand in it to be so controversial yet bold.
yeah, it almost says, it feels like more Isengard with the lightning bolt than White
Yeah,
Hand.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, so I'd say, just off my experience, Magic in this edition has had it blunted a wee bit on the offensive side. So I think
Yeah.
there are less offensive spells, and the offensive spells that are still around are less good. Last edition, my Grima didn't suffer any wounds to magic, and I was quite either lucky um, or or smart if I want to play it that way. But I was thinking like he'd be a no-brainer this one because of the natural swing of magic and how much better he got. It just blows my mind a wee bit. But I can understand it.
I'm really interested to see how this plays this edition. So every True White Wizard I've kind of iterated on the rules and I've tweaked it a little bit. And I had some plans for this year for how I was going to tweak. And obviously we've got a whole brand new edition. So I dialed most of that stuff back because I'm stepping into this new environment. And I think the army lists reflect that as well because last year we did have the Ratty Eagles. Last year we did have the Grima. So I think that this year the armies feel a bit more cohesive this year. Whereas last year there was a bunch of alliances going on to get that perfect spellcaster in to get some combos.
Yeah.
Whereas this time they feel more like standard armies. Even the ones that have the sages and shamans thrown into the mix, the bespoke profile. So
yeah, is that a
interested to see
nature of
how it
the
feels.
new list building
I
style?
think
Like
so.
you
Everything
can't
kind
really
of
get
cookie
away
cutter.
from it.
Yeah, so
Yep.
that like makes the list for you in the I was expecting one minute like Ministerith, Gandalf the White kind of
True,
list.
Gandy the White. He's actually a great
He's really,
contender.
really good this edition. So yeah, I was umming and ahhing with him.
Yeah, and we had that list won the first True White Wizard 3 years ago, and
Yeah.
I agree. I think Gandalf is in a real good spot these days. Pop Pippin on there to get resistant to
Yeah.
magic. Um,
Justify yourself.
I was expecting to see one as well, and I was surprised when one didn't show up. So
We're all
interesting
sitting there
mix.
kicking ourselves, going, "Could have been me. Should have been me."
Next year, 12 lists all Gandalf the White.
Potentially, yeah. No, it's a fun wee mix. I think based off Beers, Balrog, Gullivar, people are going, I'm not sure I can win with a wizard. So I'm bringing my big thing.
Whereas I doubled down on my first ever time coming in and was like, what's the most amount of whirl I can take on a spellcaster? Because that's surely the player, right?
I think we've got more armies this year with double casters in them than we've
Okay.
had in previous years. So we've got one of the Rivendell ones is got multicasters.
Yeah, true,
My one's got
actually.
multicasters. Obviously the two
Road to
the
River is
the
a double caster.
yep, Road to Rivendell, Denny's List with Host of the Witch King. So that's not something that we saw last time. So interesting to see that people are throwing additional spellcasting threats in there in this new spellcasting environment. So
I do have I think a couple of them are just happenstance that they were going to happen. I think maybe it sways your picks. So like Host of the West King didn't need to bring Shadow, for instance, but maybe you've leaned towards Shadow because of White Wizard.
I just got
Double
the mod
caster.
paint it.
Double caster, I think, is actually really good for this competition. Even if you just bring a caster that can't do anything but cast like a Transfix and a Fury, because of those Force of Will spells. So you actually get fun spells on your little I can't cast anything caster. And so you've got your big caster with your big spell, then you've got your little caster, which is now breaking someone's staff, and you're sitting there going like, hang on, you've just got a little goblin shaman over there slapping me with your staff is broken. I'm not a fan. So yeah, I rate the second caster. Can
Yep.
Frodo cast with anything other than Blinding Light?
no, he can't.
No,
Thanks for
no.
asking again.
Oh, well, I keep asking.
Any final thoughts?
Can
I'm
Frodo spend Force of Will tokens to resist magic?
just Logan asking the TM.
No. Any other
This
questions?
is not an AMA.
This is a Q&A.
Yeah.
No, I'm really excited to see the white hand list. I think it'll be really interesting to see how that version of it goes because only one Crobane is very what is it? Spectrable.
Yep. There's a few
Very
specters in there.
Good
There's a
word.
whole lot
I'm
of
gonna steal
transfix
that.
running around.
go on. Lothlorien was another one that I was thinking would have been one we might have seen as well.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
Instead,
that
we've
one.
just got elves spilling over into
There you go. My
Breaking
final
of the
thoughts
Fellowship
are
and
the
stuff.
real list was someone should have taken Foul Beings of Mirkwood with a shaman. That was the anti-meta pick.
Where? Do you have any anti-bear rules? Like,
It's like a beer mace and just
bear traps.
We'll hand out Beer Bane, will we now?
beer bane.
Bear bane.
Yeah.
Love it.
Oh no, but very cool. Very excited to see how it all plays out, Damien.
Thank you. And looking forward to catching up with the two of you in person at the weekend.
And everyone
Thank
else.
you very much for joining me for this. I know lots of people have reached out. They want the list reviews back. So thank you for joining me. Thanks for your input. And
No worries.
goodbye to everyone at home.
Yes. Have a good one.